Do it now!
Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin. This is my spoiler-free review for Warcraft. Now, those of you who are really into this game and play this game, be patient with me. I have never played this game, so that's how I'm kind of reviewing this movie and, coming from the perspective of somebody who's entering this world for the first time through this movie and then trying to remember character names. If I could do it for Lord of the Rings, I can do it for this. So, here we go. Overall, I really liked the movie, and I was kind of surprised because I went in with very low expectations, and one of the reasons my expectations were low was because of the trailers. Like, I thought everything looked very computer animated. Like, it looked so over-the-top CGI that I just kind of figured, oh, man. But sitting in the theater watching this movie, that didn't bother me even a little bit. I mean, like the texture of the skin of the orcs and all that stuff, it was just so visually awesome. There's even some places where dwarves and stuff showed up. They did look a little cartoony, a little computer animated in a couple places, but it wasn't enough that it completely distracted me from anything. It was still really cool, and visually, it was a really awesome looking movie. The other thing this movie did really good was the story. It just had this really good story. So basically, you got this big, baddie orc dude whose name I don't remember, but he wears like a robe and a hood and green eyeballs because he practices this magic, and it's this green stuff. It reminds me very much of the Green Lantern Corps. So the way that this power works is you take the life out of another living thing. So basically, this is a magic that requires the death of everything around them. So the orc world dies. So they build this portal to get from the dead orc world to Azeroth so that their species could live on. But then you have like the people in this world, the humans and the dwarves. Those are the main ones that I saw in this movie, but they definitely showed that there were some others, some dudes with like long white hair and big fluffy white eyebrows. They've all managed to figure out how to live in peace, and suddenly these orcs come in and they're setting fire to everything. They're taking people's lives so that they could get the power to open the portal and let in all the rest of the orcs. So like, this is like the away team coming in to try to, kind of conquer the land and prepare the way for the rest of the orcs. And then on the non-orc side, you got, your own sets of people with magic, and they got this blue magic. All of it was so cool. There were some battles they did between the magic that, honestly, I thought, if they did a Green Lantern movie like this, that would be slick. Visually, that would be awesome. It had this epic feel. The story was pretty epic. The character development wasn't the strongest, but it wasn't the weakest either. Like, his name was Luthar, the lead guy. All of you who have played the game, feel free to go ahead and correct me in the comments. But Luthar was a really cool warrior dude. He was the dude from Vikings. The lead dude from Vikings was the lead dude in this. It was really cool to see him on the big screen because I like him in Vikings. He plays a great character there. He played a great character in this movie. Instantly likable. You could just see that this guy's a noble guy. He's trying to do what's right and all that stuff. It's really cool. And then you get introduced to this little boy junior wizard guy. I thought he was a really cool character. I thought he was another character that was instantly likable because he's just this kid. He's growing up. He's growing into his own. He's growing into his abilities. Then you got the Guardian, who was a really cool character. And then you had the green orc girl who looked the most human. And she's going to be a love interest. Why? Because she didn't look like the other orcs. She was the most human feminine of all of them. So you knew that's why she would play a bigger role than some of the other orcs and be a love interest because, well, we got to make this orc attractive versus these other orcs that look like, orcs. But even so, she was a great character. It took me so long to figure out where I knew her from because of all the green makeup. She was in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. It was driving me crazy. I had to look it up on IMDb, but I liked her in Ghost Protocol, and I liked her in this movie, just the way she did that character and portrayed it. Now, I wouldn't say all of that was perfect. They had a lot of character development, in my opinion, because I actually got more attached to these characters than I thought. But there were a few powerful moments that might have been a bit more powerful had they had spent a little bit more time on some chemistry. There's a little bit of a love story they're trying to do in there, which was okay. Like, I mean, I bought into it. I saw where they were going with it, but at the same time, I felt like it wasn't super developed, It was just kind of like, well, for story, it needs to be here. So really, I thought visually, it was great. I thought the story was good. The characters themselves were fun. Their character arcs were pretty good. Their chemistry is pretty good. There was a few places where things could have been developed more, but otherwise it was pretty good. Really, in the end, I think I'd give this movie 3.5 out of 5 stars. Like, seriously, I had fun while I was watching it. I bought into the world. Somebody next to me had fallen asleep because I heard them snoring, so I don't know. Maybe they had a rough work day. Maybe they just don't get into sci-fi fantasy. I don't know. But for me, 3.5 out of 5 stars because I really did enjoy it. I don't know if I'd see it a second time on the big screen, but I definitely think it's a movie that I would buy on Blu-ray. So if you saw Warcraft, what did you think? Make sure to let me know in the comments. Also, if you play the game and you saw the movie, let me know in the comments how accurate the movie was. I'm Durbin. Thank you so much for checking out Durbania.